You can hear me?
Yes, now I
I
can.
have no idea what is happening. Like, I never have this hard of a time on Zoom. Like, oh my
It's all good. It's
God.
all good.
Man,
I know I
I
could
was
see that
like,
you kept trying to come in the room and I was like
yeah,
adding you and
like,
then it would be like a
I'm
black
like,
screen. I'm like,
no, like,
oh,
literally since like 5:57, I'm like calling in. I'm like, I want to make sure that like we avoid. Sorry, bro.
oh,
I'm here now. Yeah,
no worries, man. It's all good. Yeah,
crazy.
sometimes there's, you know,
I
whatever.
think it's because like I'm out on my balcony, and I think that I was on the Wi-Fi, so I turned the Wi-Fi off, and then
Oh,
then that helped. Oddly, I'm like still right here, but whatever.
weird. All good, man. Thank you so much for doing this.
Man, my pleasure.
Yeah, this is awesome. Where are you? It looks beautiful out.
I'm in Los Angeles,
Oh, okay.
California.
Right on. We're just south of
What
you.
about you?
San Diego.
Okay, I love it there.
Yeah.
I love it
Are
there.
you are you originally from LA?
No, I'm from Dallas originally.
Oh, Dallas. What part? Tell me about growing up in Dallas.
Um, man, I have a load that I can give you there. I played a lot of basketball growing
Oh,
up.
cool.
I'm 6'6", so I mean maybe in like three pictures that may not go across, but yeah, lot a lot of my upbringing it really did involve basketball. Like still today, like every day I'm involved in conversations that at least involve basketball. But
That's cool.
until injuries basically changed my course. I hurt
Oh,
my knee at first, and then like around like 10th grade I hurt my back. So I just started really like truly diving in the music, because whether I was
mhm.
in a wheelchair or whatever, I was going to be be
Oh
able
my
to
gosh.
still sing, like. So
Yeah.
at the worst, speaking at the worst, but and a little facetiously as well. but yeah, my father's a pastor growing
Oh,
up, so
cool.
it was a lot of church, a lot of gospel
Hmm.
music. I was involved heavily in church. I was played the drums. I was the praise and worship leader. I was an usher. I was the sound engineer. Whatever you needed. It's like my
Yeah.
dad's the pastor, so I was doing it. But I played bass. I played the drums, and I was the praise and worship leader as far as like music goes. Um, yeah, I was in band. I played basketball, and I was in choir. So that was like a lot of my course that
Wow. Tell me,
was
what
my
was the
path.
first? You said you played drums and bass
Yeah,
at the
I
church.
played drums first. I played drums at
Drums is your first
around
instrument.
four or five. Yeah,
Really? That my
like
son's 4
probably.
and I just got him a drum kit. Like we just got it
See,
for him like
hey,
2
see,
weeks ago. So I'm trying to get him to learn to play. And
okay.
I can kind of get him to hit the kick and then the snare. It's an electric set, so it's, I can make it small enough for him so he can play it. But yeah, so he's doing kick, snare, kick, snare. Like, how did you learn? Did you have a teacher? Like, were you just banging on it for a
So
while and then?
growing up in church, honestly, like um, at least every pastor's son that I know, like that's a friend of mine, we all just started off on drums. It's just like even if we sing now, play guitar now, do
Hmm.
whatever now, like it's like we just all began on drums. It's just like a natural gravitation that happens. I feel like with guys, like little boys in general.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would say that like it's just best to like just play songs, have them play along, and then
Okay.
like there's like I mean it sounds like cliche maybe, but like really YouTube, man, is just ridiculous, because it's just one you'll be able to show your 4-year-old other 4-year-olds playing the drums. That
Ah,
alone will like strike something in them. You know what I'm saying?
that's a
And then
great
it's just
idea.
because there's so many, like there's literally like there was a and I can't tell you the name. I could literally send you the video if I searched it after we got off here. But there's this kid, he like started off like going viral doing like covers. There's actually, so I can tell you this. My friend is from she's from Kentucky. So
Hmm.
like so no Wichita. So that's Kansas. So
Yeah.
they're from that area, and there's this father. He just films his son playing the drums all the time. And so then Ellen got a hold of the videos,
Oh, wow.
and so she like brought him on the show, and like then like NAM convention came around. So like NAM is like this big
Yeah.
music convention that happens in like
Mhm.
Anaheim. You're familiar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know it now.
then they like had him out there with like a booth. Like it's just like a
Oh,
big
wow.
deal. So it's just, I mean, of course, because like the large side of it is that he's this kid, and like like it's like a protege, like he plays,
Sure.
but then it's just like he's a kid, so it's like he's playing the drums, so like it sells. So it's just,
Yeah.
yeah. So just
I'm
showing
gonna
them
try
those
that.
those different things,
That's a
that's
good
for
idea.
sure.
Cause he'll
Between
do it. He'll just it's like I know his attention span is super short too, because he's 4, but it's like I really want him to just be good at it. Because
Oh,
as a
copy.
guy, I played guitar. I mean, I can horribly, but that was always the thing. Like in high school and stuff, is always trying to find the drummer. So I told my buddy, I'm like, I'm gonna create my own. I'm just like, make
Hey,
my own drummer.
there it is right there. You can have a whole band.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. What part of Dallas were you in? I have family in Plano. I don't know if you know where that is.
Okay, no, I'm familiar with Plano. My pops lives in Richardson, so but that's now. I grew up in DeSoto, like
Mm-hmm.
kindergarten to 8th grade, and then I went to Duncanville High School.
Okay.
Yeah, like suburbs of Dallas. Yeah,
Right on, right on. Okay. And then when did you move to LA? Was that later in
two
life?
years ago, August,
Oh, okay.
October 2018. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
Okay.
almost 2 years ago.
So you're in
Oh wow,
Dallas.
so like literally almost 2 years ago. That's crazy. Okay,
Yeah, it's August. Almost August. Tomorrow?
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, crazy. Okay. So you're in Dallas. Were you aside from the choir and doing stuff through the church, were you involved in any other musical stuff outside of that? Like were you in a
Well,
band?
yeah. So yeah, I was in band. I was in choir, and but then I like was in groups growing up, like gospel groups. But then
Mm-hmm.
I started probably doing like solo gigs, like being paid to perform like around, I'd say like like 12 was my first gig. Yeah,
12
I
years
sung at
old?
like a
Wow.
youth conference, like youth summit is what they called it, but it's essentially like a youth conference at a church that was
Mm-hmm.
in Dallas. That was like my first gig, I say.
Oh,
So then
cool.
like around there, I was singing at like a lot of musicals. I was over the gospel choir at Duncanville from like 10th grade to 12th grade. So
Mm-hmm.
that was something. But then I was like writing and like doing like a little side. I wasn't doing like a lot of solo like career things as far as like original music goes until I say college, man. Yeah, like college. I had my first concert uh after I graduated high school. I had a benefit concert to go for school. I went to Berkeley College of Music,
Oh,
and
wow.
I had a concert to like raise money to
Uh-huh.
like just help me with moving from Texas to Boston.
Sure. Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you went to Berkeley School of Music, so you're obviously very, very, very talented in high school. I mean, obviously now, but I mean in high school. How did you have to audition to get into Berkeley? I want to know that process.
Yeah, I don't know. I was a hell of a kid, man. I probably wouldn't recommend my route that I went, but it's just like I I truly like I've okay, well, I mean maybe we'll get there. But my life I'd say like made me just have to be realistic. Like I never really was like an extra guy, like never really gave any facades. Like I'm like literally Cedric around whoever. Like I'm the same
Hmm.
guy. Everyone who knows me, they can attest to that. But like I just didn't really have a lot of wiggle room to like really entertain anything else besides like what I knew was for me. So it's like as far as like peer pressure, that was never a thing. Like I was just kind of like my own guy. I had friends. I kind of never really had a set crew that I like always like you'd always see me with. I have a best friend Patrick that like a
Hmm.
lot of people that do know me that has known me from like as a kid, they would associate us together, But
Sure.
like now they're living in LA now, and I lived in Boston for 5 years prior to moving to LA. Me and Pat didn't have that like kinship of everyone being able to see us together, although
Hmm.
we're talking, as often as we still are. But
Sure.
like that I'm sidetracked. My point is I didn't do ACTs, I didn't do SATs. I only applied to go to Berkeley and I went there and I graduated. And it's like, I don't want to tell people to like, hey, if you have something, you go for it. But it's just like to tell people what you didn't do, would be a disservice. So like my story, that is it, man. Like I I found out about Berkeley. I think I got a random pamphlet in the mail, like 9th grade summer, 10th grade. I just got this random like piece of mail. Maybe they just sent it to everybody, mass mail, like, and
Sure.
it just came. Maybe they had like a Discord of just like, hey, if there's anybody who's in high school or like we just want their information or address. I don't know. I got a piece of mail in a day. It
But you
wasn't like
got something from them.
I wasn't sought after. It wasn't like, oh, hey, we know that you're out here. Like, no, that's not the thing. It was like, got the mail. And I'm like, okay, music. And then I like did my own research. You find out that like the most Grammys associated with like institutions, colleges. Like Berkeley has the most, and then by now, like that was 2011, 2010. Because I graduated high school 2012, so like yeah, I'm looking at that, and the numbers were what they were then. So in 2020, of course, they're
Oh
up.
yeah.
Yeah, man, I found out about it and I auditioned. They came. So they do these where they go out to like major cities. Dallas being a major city, they had an audition where I was able to like drive downtown like 20, 30 minutes from home. And I think that it was even on a school day, but of course since it was like a college audition, it was able to be excused. So I went down to like this random rehearsal space that they have there, and they had me like sing a song that was a prepared piece. Then they had me do
Original, or did you get the
they
rip
had,
cover?
so I'm classically trained. So
Uh-huh.
from 14, 15, I was singing a lot of like classical music. I like a lot of like it was for school, but I just thought that it would be impressive to sing like Oddio mio dolce adoro. It's like an Italian
Mm-hmm.
piece. But being that I was literally practicing weekly like Italian songs, like I wasn't taking any of my gospel or like contemporary R&B, like any of that into like my voice coach. You know, so it's like we're literally like practicing from a classical foundation, like real singing. So I I had I sung Oddio mio dolce adoro, and
Mm-hmm.
then they're sitting there and they're like, okay, so do you improv? And I was like, yeah, like what would you like to see? And they're like, could you sing a gospel song for us? And I'm like, yeah, okay,
I
cool.
got
So
you.
I sung, I sung, I sung like Above All by like Michael W. Smith, or like
Uh-huh.
as told by like Marvin Sapp, excuse me. And then like okay, and then they asked me do I sight read, and I did, and I sight read like something that they put in front of me, and then they asked me to like improv over random like genre styles. So like they'll do like some blues, they'll do like some jazz, they'll do like some R&B, and maybe some like alternative or like just like contemporary, like I don't know, like definitely those first three. And they
Mm-hmm.
just wanted me to like just do random riffs, random like whatever over it. And so then from there, like I was given a scholarship. It wasn't a full scholarship, but it was a partial.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and then yeah, I took a year off in between high school and in college.
Mm-hmm.
I deferred my scholarship at Berkeley, and I began there fall of 2013 and graduated 2017.
Wow. That is so
Yeah.
awesome. And what did you go there for? Like voice, or what'd you
So
graduate
I graduated a bachelor's degree in music. My major was professional music. My
with? Mm-hmm.
concentration was songwriting
Oh
and
wow.
music business. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, that's a
so
good place to
there
go.
yeah, yeah, it helps a lot. Like especially like as being an independent artist, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
truly like going in and like studying. Like if I would have took like I believe like according to my track, if I took one more class, I would have had a minor in music business.
Okay.
But it's just that it was my professional music. It's like a degree that if you talk to a lot of Berkeley kids these days, they'll probably tell you that that's their major. It's just because
Yeah.
it allows you to really make your track. Like outside of like music production engineering that a lot of people come there for, like that's not a major that you can just say, hey, I major in music production engineering. You have to like be accepted into that program because it's like
Ah.
Berkeley, it's elite. Like it's like people that have been producing since a child, so they're like
Right.
protege. So then it's just like people like my dad. Like my dad does music. He sings like one of my first inspirations. I like going to gigs with him at like 4 and 5 years old. It's just that like he had a family. My mom became disabled, so it's like a lot of his course. He just like basically gave it to his kids, man. Like really put his life like on the back track. I mean, as a father, you know, as a real father would, I imagine, like you know, when things are coming up, that they would just step up to the plate and do what's done. But like he really did. It's like my mom got multiple sclerosis at 12, and
Oh.
like mental like issues start coming in like 15, 16,
Mhm.
because essentially multiple sclerosis affects the central nervous system that affects the brain and the vertebrae. Forget everything else. So it's just like when you have
Mhm.
something affecting your brain and you're going through life, it's just like it really flipped our world inside out, man.
Oh,
So
I'm
it's just like
sure. That's so
even
terrible.
to
I'm sorry.
no, yeah, I really am too. But even still today, it's just like something that's like still like a recurring factor. Like a lot of people, I mean, like people that like know me, like no, but it's not like something I'm like talking about every day on social media or like,
Sure.
I'm not looking for like the sympathy. You
The
know what I'm saying? Because
sympathy.
it's just like
Right.
it's true. Like even like American Idol, The Voice, X Factor, like those kind of shows, they reached out to me in the past, and I was always hesitant to like do it or like
Mhm.
audition or like to be a part because it's just like the story part of it was like a large narrative, and it's
Sure.
just like it's not really a narrative that I'm trying to build. It's like truly like my life that I'm living. So it's just like
Mhm.
I didn't really want to take that like another course, but
Yeah, you didn't want to give that to them to like that's not what
yeah,
it should just be about you singing and your
right. And the
voice, not
singing,
about your
exactly,
path. Yeah,
exactly,
or what you have
exactly,
going on in
exactly.
your
Like,
personal life.
and so I just see how like someone's homeless, like they really like, oh my god, he like came from being homeless to like, so I could
Right.
just but that was just really a fear thing. It was just like I was afraid of vulnerability. Like I wasn't afraid of it, I just wasn't like very open to it. Like being vulnerable wasn't something that like, you don't just grow up knowing how to do it. It's just like when you experience things in life and then it's like trauma, it's just like how you cope with that, how you respond to that. A lot of it is suppressing in the beginning because it's just like all you think of is like, oh, I'm not gonna go around crying all day, but it's just like I want to make sure that I'm getting through. But then it's like those things that we don't deal with, they truly deal with us. So it's just like
Hmm.
music really became my outlet. So it's just like and like even in high school, like because I'm telling you, at 12 is when my mom became disabled. That's why I was like, I really didn't have the wiggle room to like deal with or entertain like anything that
Sure.
wasn't like pushing me forward, man. Because it's just like
Hmm.
I had enough pulling me back, and it was like
Right.
easy to be like depressed or deterred or like have a bad day. Just knowing that like my mom is enduring what she is, it's just like enough,
Yeah, that
So
could bring you down right away. Exactly.
yeah, so I just put it all into music, and I just try to put out as much positivity and like good energy that I can out there. That way, that like that's all that comes to me. Because I'm telling you, that my share of negativity and the things that aren't in my control, like that exists. It really
Hmm.
does. But it's just like I'm able to smile and like be able to keep moving because it's just like if I don't, then I can sit in a room all day, not turn on the TV. Like that can happen. So it's just like I'd rather like maybe share my story and like be able to like help somebody not be stuck as opposed to like me being stuck and then other people stuck. It's just like if I
Hmm.
help one person, it's like that's enough for me. It really is.
Yeah.
And I know that like in my past I've written songs like We Run, We Fall, We Rise, for example, like one of my first singles that like I have a friend that was in like a car accident that like he truly wasn't supposed to make it out of, like his recovery. He like the doctors were saying like he wouldn't walk again, like a lot of that. He was like, bro, like during my therapies, my rehabs, like I'm listening to this song all over and over and over. Cause it's just a true testament to like what it's like to like be going through life and like like its downfalls, like that's why it's literally called We Run, We Fall, but we rise, because it's just
Hmm.
like that's the climax of it. It's like we don't have to just talk about the negative things that just hold us down, because it's like we can like surpass those things if we choose to, but
Hmm.
if we allow those things to like hold us back, it
Sure.
will.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess that's why like Threat is my current single, and I'm sure
Hmm.
that you'll get there. So I don't mean to like push, but it's just like
Oh, no,
that's why
no.
that was my precedent to release it. It's like actually a song I wrote in 2018, and like I have a lyric in it, and it's like people getting instant, it's 2020, and that used to be it's 2018, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna release it.
Oh.
And then it was like I was gonna put it out in 2019, and I was like, but it's 2019, and it was like, no, I don't like it. But then 2020, it flowed, but I didn't release it because it flowed. It just happened to be, man. Unfortunately, the climate to where it felt like as an artist and like knowing the artists that inspired me, like knowing that they reflect the tops, like literally like Marvin Gaye is like on
Oh,
my
that's
arm. Like
dope. That is
I walk
dope.
in I walk into a restaurant today, literally like what's going on plays. It's like he truly like reflected the times, like what was going on. And even unfortunately, like what's going on is like still present today. Like
Yeah.
what is going on?
What literally what is going
Like
on?
I would love to know what's going on, but it's just like I felt like true artists, they reflect the times. So it's just like
Sure.
I I've been writing a lot during quarantine. I've had a lot of like downtime, as everyone has, and so it's just like, but for me to like release one of those other songs that I had written and like just knowing like what's going on outside, like today, it was like I felt like I had to put that out first before I like just move on, you know. So
Mm-hmm. Wow.
just feel
Yeah,
responsible.
definitely. Yeah. That's it's great that you were able to take a song that you wrote 2 years ago and apply it now, as far as yeah, the
It's
current.
crazy, man. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but a lot of times the process calls for that. Like I'm sure like a lot of artists they have like I know people wrote songs years and years ago, and then like now they're getting in place with like major artists. Like I literally have the text message on my old phone of like, hey bro, check this out, let me know what you think. And then like Tiana Taylor will put out an album, and it's like the song is there, and it's just like,
Oh
oh
my
wow, like
gosh.
this is crazy. So,
Yeah.
but it's a process, man. It's just like the journey is like truly a marathon, and it's like it can swallow you or you can embrace it. And it's just like I'm just
Right.
embracing it. So, like
That's amazing.
I got songs that I got another song that I wrote probably 2 or 3 years ago that's going to come out. It's going to come out. That's what I say. People
It's coming out.
people will hear it. I have
That's
another
cool.
song that's going to come out next month, and so it's like I just wanted to gear up and like release something that wasn't for me or about me first, and
Hmm.
then give y'all what I'm saying, like a side of where my artistry is in 2020.
I love it. From the Berkeley, is that like when you graduated from Berkeley? Is that when you came to LA?
So I graduated from Berkeley. I stayed in Boston for a year. I was doing
Okay.
a lot of like to make money, like for work. Excuse me. I was doing weddings, corporate events,
Oh,
like every
just
weekend.
just just singing, like doing
Hmm.
like covers and
Yeah,
stuff at the wedding.
yeah, yeah. Lead singing at weddings, wedding
Wow.
receptions per
Was
se. Yeah.
that must have been kind of fun, was it?
I mean, it was just like in Boston, it was just the thing to do. It's just like if you want to like make the most money and work the least amount of your time, then do GB gigs. And then it's just like, cause like truly, it's just like it just came down to like I have 8 classes, so
Oh,
it's like I don't have time to like go leave school where I may be at till 6
right.
because it's like classes. Like you have a class these days, you have a class this times, but then I'll be a part of ensemble. Like at Berkeley, it truly got me prepared for like the this real world that I'm in, as far as like how rehearsals can be like
Hmm.
vigorous, like as far as like time, like cause I can have a rehearsal one at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's like a regular day's job.
Right.
And so then I can do that 3-4 days and then have a gig and the call time is 4:30 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. And it's just
Hmm.
like, so it's just like knowing how to turn it on. Doing the wedding gigs, it helped me like outside of fun, it really helped me just knowing how to turn it on. It's like you're going, I'm going to Maine, I'm going to Rhode Island, I'm going to Connecticut, I'm going to Nantucket Island, I'm going to just like literally wherever, as far as like in New England, we were all over it. So doing a wedding for a couple that might be 25, 27, 28. Might do a wedding for a couple that be in their 30s. You might be
Okay.
doing a couple for people that found love in their 50s. So it's just like you're doing music from the Motown era, you're doing top 40s. You
Hmm.
might be doing some with people from like a Jew background, so then you have to sing like just literally everything. So it's just like
Yeah.
you just knowing how to just be able to like be on it, be called, like be ready to be prompt, like. And then with weddings and receptions, it's like you're dealing with brides. So it's just like if
Right.
anything,
Sure.
like this could be a very unpredictable scenario. Like as far as like like women are going to be women, man. So it's like even on their weddings, they want things to go a particular way. You're not going to want to be that guy for it to be not how she envisioned it. I
Right.
never was, fortunately, but I've seen people catch the other end of that stick. So that probably was my influence of just like, hey, whatever they're asking me to do here today, I am going to just get it done. Nice,
Mhm.
really beautiful, like nice and easy.
Did you ever see like I'm sure you have some stories from these weddings. Was there any like disasters, not on your end, but like some drunk uncle like knocking over the cake? Like I
I
mean
have seen, I have stories. I do have stories. I've seen some things. And fortunately, I've done so many ways where I don't remember specific names, but
right.
I I have seen some things. I've seen weddings. I've seen weddings that were planned on nice, beautiful golf courses. I'll give you this story. Nice,
Okay.
beautiful golf courses, and like you're in like Rhode Island, like maybe like 45 minutes from Boston, like depending on where you are, like the city.
Hmm.
And man, weather what the weather wasn't taken into account, and like they didn't see that it was going to be thunderstorms that day, and I guess it was non-refundable.
So they went for it.
so, so we are there, and it's like, of course, they send us the rollout for the weeks because it's just like you may have to like. People in the band don't all live in Boston or in school. Like people could have been my grandfather, my uncles. Like it's like people from
all over.
Some people
Yeah.
graduated from Berkeley in the '70s. Like it may be his band. It's like people from all sides of life. So, we go out there. They send us the pictures like on a Tuesday. The wedding's on a Saturday. So you think you're coming to this beautiful golf course. Like they show us the arrangement where we're going to be staying because it's when you have to go like 3 hours to get to the gig, like to drop because we would be driving there.
Mm-hmm.
They would have accommodations for us to stay so that like when the gig is over at 11, you don't have to drop 3 hours back home, or if it's over at 12, like or even at 10,
nice.
just to be considered. So it was nice.
Right.
Man, there was no green at the golf course. Like there was just like none. Like it was just like it was like a movie. It was like, so it's like I can't even imagine what their wedding photos came out like because it's like there's no green at like when I had to get out of my car to go to the stage, and it's like I always come because like it's a 3-hour drive. I'm not coming in my suit, so it's like they have a place for us to get dressed.
Change and
the
stuff.
shoes that I had on to be able to like go to the car, like they're probably still in a bag.
They're still in a bag.
No, like they like it just was, hey, I sang all the hours. Like the night went on. Hey, the show must go on.
It went on.
And when I tell you that it shouldn't have, man, because the stage was in like the golf course, so it's like mud. It's like only mud and stage. So like so it's like a makeshift shade because it's like the guy, like it'll be like companies will have like showcases. People will note that will be getting married. So like pretty much it'll be like Wilson Stevens Entertainment, for example. They'll have a showcase, 4 or 5 bands on their roster. They'll get like couples to come out, and throughout maybe 7 to 9, 2-3 hours a night, people are gonna just be coming, and that's how like they get their clientele. So it's like it's not like you really like know people, or if you like done a wedding and then like recommend you. It's just like really like it just keeps going like that guerrilla marketing of people just telling people about people, and then like they're just not. So yeah, so it's like maybe a guy who's like a big time golfer, a big fan of golf. I'm not sure. He rented out the golf course for their wedding. So, and I don't think that would have been the wife's doing. It's like, I don't imagine that, but maybe I don't know. I could be wrong, but
maybe she's a golfer. Who knows?
The stage is like literally out here in the golf course. Like they have the electricity set up, blah blah blah, but all the cords are going through mud, like everything. So when you have to get off of the stage to go rest for like a break. So you have dinner sets, and then like we're singing, performing while they eat, and then like while they get their salads, while they do like, so by the time that like official entree is passed out, then we go take a break, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we eat, and we come back. So like we're all having to walk through in our suits, ladies in heels, mud, like oh man, like it was just that was again, but it was just like the bride in her white wedding dress.
Oh my gosh.
Like they still did their introductions, bro. Like they still came down. Like, I was just like,
they're just covered in mud when they left?
Yeah, like bro. Like, she's wearing a white wedding dress, walking only through mud. So like the train of the dress.
Oh right. Yeah, I forgot the wedding dress has got the tail on it.
So it's just
dragging through the mud. Oh my
so that's better than seeing things knocked over. It's just like I cannot believe that. Yeah, the same mud that we just walked through, we gotta walk through it again. And then when we get off of the stage, we gotta walk through it again. Like it was like, can we just stop? Like we literally we stopped. We didn't have our last break. We were just like, yo, let's just go through it, and where we can just not have to do that again, because it's like and so they were also all trying to be so nice to come, because of course like no one wanted this to happen. So it's like no one, like, if this wedding probably was the nicest, like everyone's trying to, because it's just like you're dealing with so much. I'm like, imagine what the bride had to feel like, so it's just like
Right.
we're being the nicest. It's like we're walking through mud, but we're not like complaining. Like, bro, you see us walking through, like
Yeah.
everyone is here, expensive
Smiling.
suits. We're like smiling, like this. So I hear like, oh man, you live
Oh
today to talk
my.
about it. Now
That's
it's a little
crazy.
funny.
So you're doing the wedding gigs, and then how do you get to LA, and why the move to Los Angeles?
Okay, so real big on just doing things that I say I'm gonna do. Like I found out about Berkeley in 10th grade and was like gonna go there. Probably about 11th, 12th grade, I was having conversations with Pat. Like, yeah, I don't live in LA. Like we just knew, like coming from Texas, man, like doing music, and not that Texas isn't like breeding grounds for opportunity because it
Mhm.
is, and but as far as like on the industry side, it's just not too much happening there, or at least definitely not in like there are people that have industry impact or be able to do things behind the lines, but as far as just like true people that like broke through that was like in Dallas, from Dallas doing it. It's just like
Mhm.
not a lot of testimonies for that, So
Mhm.
I was always just gravitated to coming out here. So I stayed in Boston because I was on a year contract with a band after I graduated. And so then once that contract was over, like literally 2-3 days after that, had my things packed up, shipped here on a plane, October the 8th, 2018. And yeah, fortunately, I just been able to stick around. And they say once you make
Mhm.
it a year, that first year, then you might be all right. So I'm on track for year 2 in a couple
That's
months. So
awesome.
things are going well.
Very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then when you got to LA, did you have to like how did you network? Like tell me about recording. Like Threat you said was a song that you had back in 2018, but did you record it in LA?
Yeah, I
Okay.
so because I recorded it, well, I wrote it in 2018.
Right,
I
and then you
recorded
recorded it
it. Yeah, I
here.
recorded it
Okay.
a few times, like mad times. Like for 2018, recorded in 2019, I recorded again. 2020, I wrote it. So like each time I would be editing, taking out some things here, like because my verse wasn't like your traditional like sing verse. Like I'm usually like more singy, like maybe like ballads, like long tone things. This is like this kind of my niche, like just being able to like display tones and like
Mhm.
I can emote through there and like allow you to feel me as opposed to hearing me. But
Mhm.
um I um I I can always give you a long wind there. So let me give you the short version. I moved here. I have a cousin who plays for Anderson Paak.
Whoa.
Plays keyboard for Free National. His name's Ron Avant, the only black guy in the band besides Anderson. So it's like pretty clear who I'm talking about. And he has locks too, actually. Uh,
I love
Ron
him. He's so amazing. Amazing artist.
Anderson.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And what's crazy, my family. My mom's father passed when she was 11 months. I'm sorry to sidetrack, but it's just
Oh my
like
gosh.
it's all a connection.
Yeah.
But so like he had sons, and they were in Cincinnati. Her one of her older brothers lives in Cincinnati, and so we weren't always connected. Like
Mhm.
she, I think only met him once, and she was like very young, like 2 or 3 years old. The last time that she seen him,
Mhm.
and um one day I'm on Facebook and I get a message. It's like cousin question with exclamation mark. And like doing music and like I studied abroad in Spain. Like, I've been putting out music since like 15, 16. So like you'll have those people sometimes, man, that like will just come along or like that'll just try to give their energy or like say that they're related to you and they're like that just that long lost cousin. And it's just
Sure.
like, hmm. But so I thought it was honestly one of those moments, but I saw Ron Avant. And my mother's maiden name is Avant. And I'm like,
Okay.
you don't see that very too often. So it's like it's not like one of those guys who's just like his last name is Jackson because my name is Cedric Jackson II.
Right.
But that's my father's side. So it's just like, your last name Jackson, you saying we're related. We have no connection, like no one. But he's just like cousin. I respond question mark. He's like, yeah, your mom is my grandfather's brother. And I'm like, oh. And then I like go and look at his page and it's just like James Avant is his grandfather. That's my mom's brother. And I'm just like, wow. So like we just naturally catching up, man. Like you have this cousin that's just like around the same age. Like we don't know we do music like none of that is going on. We just like know we're
Oh,
related.
he's just like, hey, you're my cousin. We're related. What's going on?
Literally, we're just
Okay.
having that conversation. So then like we leave and then we're talking again one day, and just like just trying to keep in touch, like fam. Like you find out you got a family member, and it's like it's not weird. It's like genuine. And it's just like we're just talking, man, like just back and forth, like here and there. And so then we got connected with his little sister. And so I was following her on Instagram, and then it was Ron's birthday one year. It was 2017. 2017 is Ron's birthday. And his little sister, Breezy, what we call her, she posted happy birthday to my big bro Ron. She's like, I'm so proud of you, you know, out there opening up for J. Cole right now. Because this is when Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals is like opening up for like
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what tour that is, but it's J. Cole's tour. And I'm like, so, and it says T, like on Instagram, it's like T Nava Music. It's like Avant backwards. And so I clicked that page, and I'm like, that's Ron. I'm like, okay. And then I go to my Facebook Messenger, because like we didn't exchange like phone number or anything in that yet. And I'm like, I'm going down. I'm like, okay, Ron. So I hit him up naturally first, like, hey, what's up, cuz? He's like, hey, what's up? We're just talking about it. I'm like, bro, what you up to, man? He's like, oh, nothing, man. We just got another leg tonight on this tour. And I'm like, oh, okay, word. Like, who you on tour with? He was like, oh, right now we're opening up for J. Cole. And I'm like,
what?
Wait, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, I'm in Anderson .Paak. Like, I'm in the Free Nationals. Like, we've been in the band like 10, 11 years at that time, like 2017. So like it's a marathon, man. Like, a lot of people think like it's just like overnight sensations and things just happen, but it's just like they've been working. You know, they've been putting out great content, like, you know, for a long time. That's why he's been able to propel. So bringing that back around, so it's like I moved to LA. I hit up my cousin, like, hey, bro, I'm out here, like, made the move. I had told him I was gonna do it, but I finally did it. So I'm just telling him, like, hey, bro, I'm out here, like, if you know anybody who needs a singer, writer, for any kind of thing, like, let me know. Won't let you down. He connected me with a friend of mine now, a great friend of mine, Amy Seacrest, who's an artist as well, but she's just like an amazing being, gives great energy. So it's just like everybody love Amy. So it's just like we got connected, and then like we just hit it off. It's like it was just like a natural thing. I went to like a Christmas gathering. It was like a thing from Christmas. Like, she just invited me over to like, and it was like a guy, Chris Johnson, he plays trombone for Beyonce. And it was at him and his wife's house. And we're there, we're all just having natural conversation, maybe playing dominoes, cards, I don't know, talking, just eating, just getting to know each other, everything. And then she called me for another day, asked me, was I interested in like getting in the studio or whatever. And I'm like, yeah. No, matter of fact, we left the party, and went, it wasn't really a party, it was like just like a sit around gathering, like eating kind of thing. Don't know what to call it, whatever.
Get together.
Get together.
Yeah, who knows?
That's all that it is. Yeah.
Wait, I get where you're going.
you with me. So then we go to the studio after that, and you know, then we like charted. I think I might have like played some of my music for us, play some her, like shared like where I was at. Cause I'm like new, like this, I moved there in October. This is like November, December. And so yeah, we like started recording. I started writing with her. And then one day she called me to the studio. She's like, hey, I have one of Rihanna's background singers here. And he's like looking for a writer. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I come to the studio, but they had already like been in process, began writing. And I didn't want to like really deter trying to come in with introductions, I was just like, hey, you needed me for something, coming in for that. And so then that went well. It was over with. We wrapped it up. We got the song done. So then she hit me up like maybe like a week or two later, like, hey, his name is Nelson. Nelson sings like for everybody. Like, his resume is discouraging, is what I tell you. Like he's like a resident singer for NBC, so like The Voice and Songland, like whenever they have those, like he's like singing background, but like he's singing like Beyonce and sings for Rihanna, and like it's just do I need to say anymore? So it's like
but you could have stopped at Beyonce.
Literally, like, exactly. So I got another song written with him, and so within I told that second session, I got an opportunity to tell him like, hey, I'm new here. You know anybody who like, that was my elevator speech. Like elevator speech of like, whenever you meet someone, like, what are you going to tell them if you're trying to like, take advantage of the situation? So I was literally telling everybody whenever I met him, like, hey, if you know anyone who needs a singer or a writer for any kind of situation, let me know. I won't let you down. And
Mm-hmm.
so Nelson has seen that I wouldn't let him down. I wrote 2 songs with him. He seen me sing because I'm like doing all the demos for like the songs whenever we're writing, or like vocal producing, like whenever we are like actually recording. So it's like he's seen what I have to offer, although I'm not like performing per se. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he called me one day about I might get a call for like Kanye. And I didn't really know what he was talking about. I didn't really ask too many questions. I was just like, okay. Because I had told him, hey, if you need me for a situation, let me know. And I'll be there and I won't let you down. So I got a call I was at NAM. Actually, I was at NAM on a Friday. And I'm in the main convention center walking around and it's loud. And I'm getting a phone call. It says Los Angeles, but I don't have a lot of Los Angeles contacts in my phone. Like
Yeah.
being new here and not saying the number and it's saying Los Angeles, I'm like, okay, yeah, I should answer this. So I still go ahead and try to answer it. And it's not in AirPods days yet. So it's like, or maybe I didn't have any if it
Yeah.
was
You're
going
just
on.
like,
But like,
hello.
I'm like, hello. He's like, yeah, I can't hear anything. Like, I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, I'll go to the garage right now and I'll give you a call. And then of course we're in the parking garage. You usually don't have service, but
Mm-hmm.
somehow that day in the parking garage, I had service. It was like meant for me to be on this call. I make that call back. I'm like, hello. I'm like, hey, are you available tomorrow, 1 to 7, and then Sunday, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m.? And I was like, yes. They're like, okay, cool. We'll send you all the information you need to know. That was the whole conversation. Like I remember it verbatim because it was like changed my life. So then I show up to a rehearsal, and then there's like 40 of us at this time, probably like 40 of us, 40, 50, and we're like just going over through these tunes. It's like we're doing like songs that are like popular, but we're rewriting them, but like in an
Uh-huh.
inspirational like kind of way. And it was like I'm not sure what's going on, but it just turned out to be like the Kanye Sunday service that he's been doing since
Yeah.
like January 2019. Because I came in like the 3rd week. I got the call like the 3rd week of after they had already been doing it like 2 weeks prior. But yeah, literally from that 3rd week of January 2019 to quarantine, man, I was doing Sunday services every week. So that's been my LA journey. Like I
Oh
literally
my
got here
gosh.
3 months later. I was doing the Kanye gig, and quarantine stopped me. That's my story.
Oh my. So you did Coachella.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my gosh. That's so
yeah.
crazy.
I did Coachella and I did Jamaica, and we did like I mean we had like it's a big key Sunday service like Coachella, of course, like the biggest one. But then Jamaica was like
Jeez. That's
probably my favorite one. Then, but like all your major cities, like we did Houston and we did Chicago and we did Detroit and we did Salt Lake City, Utah. We did Cody, Wyoming, where he lives a few times. We've done Miami a few times. We've done yeah, like we were just going and going and going. Like at first it was a private thing, and then we kind of opened it up to where like more family and friends could come, and it was like a little bit more open. And then it became like a public. So we did the
Mhm.
forum like 3 weeks in a row, like the old Staples Center,
Yeah.
uh, for 3 weeks in a row. Like for people who don't live in LA, they make sure you be like, yeah. So we literally doing the forum like 3 weeks in a row. That was like
Oh my
a
gosh.
time, but so it's just like it was just truly like I have a big thing. Like I was gonna pick up my phone and show you a screensaver, but we're on the phone. But I have a theme that says affirm, attack, accomplished, and I'll probably even have it tatted on me soon. But it's something I really live by. It's just like it starts with writing it down, man, and like I may even do a documentary one day because it's like something that's like I feel like so serious about that. It's like I have people that I've told this to and they've like applied it. So it's just like, okay, on this platform, I guess whoever hear it, they'll get to hear it. So it's like affirm attack accomplished. And on my post, or if you look at hashtags, I always put it there. Like it's
Yeah.
somewhere in there. It's always gonna say like affirm attack accomplished because it's just it starts with writing it down, like whatever it is that you desire, you aspire, if you even need it, like you write it down. And I do Mondays because that's as it's the beginning of the week. Usually people hate Mondays, so it's just like you start it off in the morning. Those things that you written down, you actually say it out loud, but you don't share it with people. You don't talk about it because you don't allow them to attract anything negative to it. Because like you might have a loved one, you might have a best friend, you might have them who you know you can talk about it with, but like just generally speaking, I say to not speak on it just
Mhm.
because you know who you can talk to. So I just say that you don't talk about it and you literally see happen, man. It's like it's I wish that I could be like I wrote down, okay, so I'll tell you this, I'm gonna back up. I moved here October 2018
Mhm.
and I have nothing going on. And like I meet Emmy December, you know, so it's like then like we're going to the studio, then like January we're like writing da 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 da. But I start that Kanye get third week, so I'm talking 24th January is when I like had my first rehearsal. So from October 8th, January 24th, and I tell you, like, there was like a period of darkness where it's like, okay, I'm from Dallas. I've just been in Boston. I'm accustomed to having gigs every week. I left that and I moved to Los Angeles. So it's just like now I'm new here. People don't really know me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have Instagram, you know, people can see this, like, but it's just like when you don't know that Cedric exists, you don't know to go to his Instagram. You know, like that's not a
Right.
thing. So that's why like platforms like this I'm grateful for, you know, because like whoever's like following you that's been supporting yours, it's like
Yeah.
now they get to see, you know, little old me.
Vice
So it's
versa.
like,
You know,
hey.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then like yeah, exactly. So for the people that you know, because I'm into podcasts, so like now I can like be able to come back and be able to see an upcoming artist. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally have the podcast app, but I'm usually watching like basketball or listening, I should say, to basketball
Sure.
things. But hey, now that I know this exists, I'll check
Yeah.
it out. So
Right. But I mean, like you'll share it and then, you know, our audience gets yours. It's all
exactly,
about, it's just like a network thing. I love it.
exactly. So um I I was in a place, man, where I was just like positive things weren't coming out of my mouth. I didn't have too much to smile about. And then like I already have the recurring thing with my mom. I'm so sorry about the plane. Hold
Oh, it's okay.
on.
Helicopter.
I don't know.
We've
I
been
don't know
getting
how
a
loud.
lot of those. Like, I can't really hear it. I just saw it go by your head, like
Okay, okay,
behind
well,
you.
I guess the AirPods isolated, but
Yeah,
it's
I
so
can't hear
loud.
it.
Like I can hear it like like crazy.
I can't hear it at
But
all, which is nuts because
no,
I can see it fly right behind you.
can
Like, but
you see like the yeah? I'm like it's super loud. It was
yeah,
like right there. It's
I mean,
ridiculous. Okay,
it was
so
about like this big on the screen behind you, so it was
it
going. I
was
mean,
like
it
right.
was
It
big.
was right there. It was like I could have like threw a football. It's like ridiculous. So okay, um, I I'm telling you about when you come back. This dark period. So yeah, I'm not being negative, man. I'm not
Mhm.
saying a lot of like good things. I'm talking crazy, like things that are like um I'm just I don't have a lot of good things going on. So it's like I'm not like I'm reflecting that, you know, instead of like projecting what I do want. So it's like that's when like Affirmative Attack Compass didn't even have a name at the time. But it was like I literally wrote it. I've been into affirmations. I've like watched The Secret, but like it's really past that. Like as far as like if you want things to go on in your life, if you need things, it's just like I believe it starts with a thought. So it's just like as powerful as that thought can be, it can be that powerful on the negative side. So it's just like I just start seeing like, wow, like I'm thinking like this all the time. I'm saying this kind of stuff out loud. These kind of things is going on. I'm gonna change that. So like I wrote down like I was getting calls. That's what I was gonna tell you before the helicopter came. I'm getting calls and emails because like I was doing the wedding thing. So it's like I moved out here and it's like, okay, cool, that was my bread and butter. Their wedding
Mhm.
gigs here is LA. I'm gonna try to do that too. So it's like New Year's Eve 2018. I that was like my last wedding gig. Not that I'll never do it again, but just like as far as like the last one that I've actually did.
Mhm.
Um I kept getting calls and emails about like, hey, are you available for September 2019? Like I'm talking about like it's October 28th because the thing is the way wedding season works is like you may have a wedding in March, you may have a couple in April, but May for sure to like September, October latest.
Oh
So
yeah, that wedding season.
so from March to October, um yeah, you can be doing a wedding every week. So then October came, and now I'm done with weddings. I'm moving here, so of course, like trying to come out here and do weddings now is like it's not the time for that. So the
Right.
people that I am meeting, the people that I am auditioning for, because I got a few auditions for like wedding bands or whatever, but it was all for the next season.
Hmm.
For the people who like lead singer might be needing to be replaced, might be going on to do something else. They may have started another band and like have him move, like whatever. Another one, Jesus. I live close to downtown, so like whenever there's traffic, they gotta report it, and there's always traffic.
Oh
So
right, yeah.
gotta hit it. So it's
That's what's funny is the traffic reports. It's like it's
like
LA
we
or
know,
Southern
we
California.
know,
We get it.
we get it. It's like for sure, like the
We've already
101, it
planned
looks
for the
terrible.
traffic. We
Right.
don't need
The
you to tell us
101,
about it.
it looks terrible. You don't have to tell us. Like we
Right.
know there's a wreck or there's traffic for absolutely no reason. People just
Right.
going by rubbernecking and just looking. So
Right. It could
uh
be 11 p.m. and there's traffic,
yeah.
bumper to
So okay,
bumper.
so I'm getting these emails, and I'm just like, I'm not getting um calls for like anything like right now. It's like I'm grateful for like people, you know, inquiring like or asking if I'm available. Absolutely, but it's like, what am I gonna do right now? Like
Hmm.
September is cool, March is cool, April is cool of 2019. Yeah, but like it's October 2018. And the rent still had to be paid, and like I got to get something going out here. So instead of talking like that all the time, I just wrote down I'm going to get a call about a nearby opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
and that was on a Monday, and that Thursday is when Nelson texted me about the hey, you might get a call about the Kanye Friday. Got the call Saturday, and every week since like so
Thanks.
it was just like that one time of when I was just like, man, I'm not gonna just succumb to this and like walk around like talking like this, feeling like this, and it's because of me. Like I'm gonna make myself feel this way. It's not that I could like point like because I'm real big on accountability. So it's just like when things are going wrong in my life, like it's easy to say like, oh, it's because of this or it's because
Right.
of that person made this happen. But it's just like I'm first truly looking at like what is it that said did or like what did I do or what could I do to like make this a better situation. And so that's why I got into the affirmations like essentially anyway. And so
Mm-hmm.
but then seeing that and seeing how that changed my trajectory, like and then I would talk to friends or like maybe talk to family members that just like was in a place, not necessarily they were complaining, but just like vulnerable enough to like come to me to like let me know that this wasn't where they wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
like having conversations with said that they wouldn't like be able to just tell everybody. So then it's just where I'm like, man, you gotta write down what you need. Like that's my
Mm-hmm.
response. It's just like you like, and then like all the negative, like even if people, if that's their, this is insane. If people, if the helicopter again, this is the third one. And so like we
I
gotta
can
stop
hear it.
talking
We're
about them.
okay.
We gotta stop talking about them, or they're gonna like just keep
Keep
coming.
coming back.
Um, so I was just like, people, yeah, that's like that's on that wave because who you know. So it's just like if you talking to people and like you know that that's their narrative, like they're
Mm-hmm.
always negative, can always find a complaint in something like maybe this is a good season for you to like disconnect from that or like especially like where you're trying to go, like that might not be suitable for them or like the way your plans and aspirations, it might not be suitable for you to share with them, if anything. So it's just like I have friends that have moved to LA now. Like I had friends that said like I'm going to move to LA, like and things happen to help that happen. You know, like I don't have a sister, my own sister, that need a job and write it down and got a job and then got
Wow.
promoted on the job and then like my other sister literally got into the same thing and like I'm literally seeing like the fruit of it. It's just like it start with you, and then when people really see that, they can see things change. But then it's just like if you're looking, whoever I'm talking to, if you looking for somebody to blame all the time, or like if you're looking for something to blame all the time, or like when something's going wrong and you can't never get your put your finger on it, it's you. It's you. And but the thing is that's okay. But the thing is, it's gonna be okay when you're able to acknowledge that it
Mm-hmm.
is me. Because it's just like said was in Said's way. That's why nothing was panning out how I needed to. But I got out of it and now it's like things are flourishing. It's like I'm nowhere near where I'm trying to be, but I'm not where I was, at least
Right.
not mentally. So that puts me even more ahead because it's just like I don't feel how I felt, or I don't allow myself to feel like that. Like I'm a human, so it's just like I have dark days, man. Like I cried today. Like my mom's in a nursing home. There's been no visitation since March, so it's like she had a birthday, she had Mother's Day, she had her wedding anniversary of 36 years. All that shit alone, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like that
Father's. Yeah.
hurt
I mean, that's
that
awful.
hurt that bothers me, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but I can't do nothing about it. Like I can't make people wear masks outside, you know, like
Right.
I can't, like, and people think that it's a joke, like they, and then they are, and then the thing is just that like they have had political gain and things that come from it, and they have
Mm-hmm.
manipulated the numbers and told people that hey, these are COVID deaths, and it's not. But the thing is like people that are in nursing homes and in hospitals, and they don't you have that luxury to be able to like walk outside to even be told that you can have a fine if you don't wear your mask. It's just like, bro, like mom, my mom is been in a nursing has been in a nursing home since October. Actually, it's what's crazy. Since I moved to LA, my mom been in a nursing home. So no. I'm lying. My mom been in a nursing home 2019 October.
Okay.
So
Still.
um yeah, but it's tough, bro. Like it's my mom. I'm not talking about my great grandma, my grandmother. It's like
Mm-hmm.
my mom.
Mother.
So it's
Yeah.
just like it's tough. That's a side of life that it'll just like, yeah. So that's why it's
Yeah.
like but during quarantine, it's been a time where you can't suppress. And so it's like this is a time where it's just like if things been going wrong still, that's why it's just like you people gotta be able to admit that that extent, because it's like I'm not gonna give you the excuse of like, yeah, my mom's in a nursing home, like this is why I'm doing like what I'm doing, or this is why I'm out here. Like, no, 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 no. Like I'm not an excuse driven guy. That's not who I am. I'm not gonna like, that's just not who I am. It's just like that's not who my father is. It's like that's not what I've seen. I haven't seen like the examples of men. Like, men don't give excuses. It's like you get it done. You know what I'm saying? And when you can't get it done, be humble enough to be able to ask somebody that can, because you might know them.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna
Right.
not get it done because you're too prideful to ask. That's most men, not me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm out my way. So it's just like I'm on the train of trying to get people out of their own way, because it's just like then people can really, really, really like what's the word I want to use? Like capitalize on their full potential. Like it's just like, why not be able to get somewhere because of yourself?
Hmm. I
It's
love
cool
that.
if like
Yeah.
life is going to happen, and like that's fine. Like have those moments. Feel like I encourage you to feel like if you gotta cry, like please cry. Like 30 minutes, an hour. Don't let it be all day though. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you gotta have those moments, because it's like truly, 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 like people don't know, like, but I do, because I've had to see it. Like things you don't deal with, they deal with you, yo. Like, and that's just, and that's just best to give it to you, because it's just like people know what it is that they've experienced, like things that like make that hurt their feelings, things that may have caused trauma, deaths, like large and small. You got to deal with it, yo, because it's like when you don't, and this might even be for you, like why I have like why I feel so compelled to share, because I don't see anybody but you, but it's just like, yo, deal with those things, like really take those time to like be like, this actually hurt, you know,
Hmm.
because it's just like I can't walk around and pretend like I had a mask on for a long time, like you wouldn't know that nothing was going on. You wouldn't know that like this going on with my mom. And it's not that I'm like just going around like, hey, this is happening with my mom, but it's just like
Right.
I can talk about it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, because I do deal with it when I need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if not, right now I'll be in tears, because it's just like I'm not really dealing with it. Now I'm trying to talk about it and act like I'm cool. Like I know that I'm not okay, and that's
Hmm.
okay. Because I
Hmm.
know that there'll be a time where I'll truly like will sit down with a specialist or mention I'm not opposed to therapy. Like I know that that helps people, but my thing is personally is that because like maybe somebody be like, maybe you should do therapy, like, I know that therapy is a good thing, and I know that it is like beneficial. My only thing with it is that mine is still going on. Usually people have like uh uh uh, uh people have
Yeah,
their
like a
particular
traumatic event
trauma.
happened,
Yeah,
and then they
it
try
happened.
to
Like mine
process it.
is
Yours is
is
still
going on.
happening,
It's going
right?
exactly. So it's like new traumas are being built as old traumas have been dealt with. So it's
Right.
like it's a lot. So it's like I'm catching up, but I'm able to be honest and be able to acknowledge those things, or like be able to see, like even in like my relationship or my friendships, like oh, that triggered me, but it did because of this experience in my life, or because I like just a lot of things boil back to my mom, but
Mhm.
not as an excuse, just because it's just true life, like just actually like experiences that I've encountered. So I don't know, but now that I've seen it, but then it's just like that side of like really make people support me, but I'll appreciate it, but just not like I don't need the sympathy, because it's just like I just don't like
Mhm.
I don't need you to feel bad for me, because I feel bad for me, like
Right.
and like it's cool, like it's like I don't need no extra, like I don't need facades. That's why it's like I don't talk about it too much. I don't post about it too much, because like it's a like if I do even talk about it, like I'll put it on my close friends on Instagram to be able to just ask those people like, hey, like this is going on right now. Like
Mhm.
pray. Like I'm not depositing it. Like I'm not a deposit information person. Like people don't call to gossip with me, or like none of that. Like because I'm not that guy. It's like you're gonna call. We're gonna talk about something substantial. Like I want to know how you doing. Ask me how I'm doing. You know, like because it's weird. People have conversations. They talk to people all the time, and I'll just be like, hey, did that person ask you how you doing today? They can't say that they did.
Mhm.
So it's like, what are you talking about? Why are you always on the phone? Why is this person always occupying your time?
Mhm.
Why? You can't tell me that. You don't tell me what you're benefiting from this relationship, what you're benefiting from this person that's like a leech on your life. And it's just like, I don't have leeches. Like I've separated from that all. So it's just like, I feel good, man. It's like it's, as much as I feel bad, I probably feel at least 2 times as good. You know, it's like shit hurts to the core. But then
Right.
it's just like, but it's the only thing about it is just like fulfillment, celebrating, accepting compliments. Like I'm not good with that. Is what I could probably say. It's just like
Mhm.
because there's something that would be very fulfilling that I can't have. So it's just like that does affect the oh man, that was great. All this is cool. I really love it. It's just like I just want my mom better. And it's like I want my mom to be able to like see all the promos that I'm putting out, be able to listen to the song however many times she on. I just want like regular things in my life that like hasn't been able to be. I'm 26, so like I'm a guy that's talking to you that has seen his mom suffer longer than he's seen her be healthy. So it's like I don't even know what that's like. Like it's like that whole side of like having a mom that can like be independent, do like past 12. I don't know, bro. So it's just like I just do all that I can to make sure that I'm not like falling into that. So I just try to put out the best that I can, put out good energy, try to lift people up. That way when I need to be lifted up, as I do often, that it'll just happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to just be like I feel like if I'm just being what I need, saying what I need, writing down what I need, those things will come to me. You know what I'm saying? And if I am being that as well, those things come to me. Because you can't just say like, hey, I want this, I want things to happen. I'm being a shit, walking around, treating people, you know, negatively, like whatever, and then thinking that all these good things are going to happen to me. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and things don't happen by happenstance, and which is hard to say. And like, it's a gray area because it's like there's a lot of trauma and things that occur, and people will question like, so this was meant to happen. But I just feel that like majority of things don't just happen. So it's like the things that I've written down, they've come to pass. I've written some new things down that I get calls about, or I have conversations about that I know that like it's like I just wrote this down. Like it'll literally be like I just wrote it down, and then somebody would be like I don't have a problem saying like I'm gonna have a song on a TV show one day. Don't know when. It's a thing that it's a thing I really want. Like but I started meeting people like, hey, I'm a TV producer, or like, hey, I know this person who know, like, hey, this person just got 5 placements on a TV show, and it's just like they're just talking to me about it, and I'm just like, word.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so I just see, man, and it's just what I'm about. I feel like you got a good grasp of said. I can stop talking. You ask me more questions. Go ahead.
Oh no, that was awesome. Like, actually, my last question is usually is, excuse me, if you have any advice for aspiring artists, but I feel like
that's my advice. Get out of your way. Get out of your way.
Yeah, that was a beautiful answer.
We're gonna make it to where you be able to post it. Come on, ask me the question again. Come on.
Okay. Do you have any advice for aspiring artists?
My advice for aspiring artists out there is to get out of your way. Get out of your way. One, I got a lot of things to say to aspirers because things I say to myself: don't do things you see already. If it's being done, you don't gotta replicate it. If you hear it, you don't gotta replicate it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta try to sound like somebody. You don't gotta do what you feel like works. Like I feel like your best bet is to be you. Like what you have to offer is enough. It's like that's what if you need to hear. Somebody need to hear. So it's like this is that aspiring artist who's gonna watch this interview, and it's just like, what can I do that it just might push me a little ahead? I get out of my own way. Be able to be honest. Honesty is like a big thing. Your name is your everything. So it's just like that one time that somebody can associate you with some foolishness, that's all they'll need. And you'll never know who that person is, because this whole game is who you know. Like I know people that are amazing, that are like that has their talent is just like ridiculous, that have done American Idol, that have done The Voice, they didn't make it to the TV because they need their ratings, they need people to laugh. But then it was like there was something that, but see, that person would be like, yeah, they wanted their laughs and all that, but it was still something about you that didn't allow you to go there, and it was you. Like you gotta be able to get out your own way. Like truly. You can even DM me, ask me about like, what do I mean about that? That's just not clear, but it's just like a lot of things that are happening and transpiring that we desire is because of us. And when we come to the time where we're able to acknowledge that, then you see things change.